Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank you all for being here and take a moment to introduce myself. Hello, my name is Christian Rainone. I'm a fifth-year senior communication major at the University of Rhode Island. Welcome. It has been proven that violent video games not only leads to aggression, but violent ways. Also, a study performed at the University of Pittsburgh concluded that playing these games did not only lead to a future in juvenile delinquency, but also had a correlation to antisocial behavior. Not to say that if your child is antisocial or plays violent video games, that they will grow up to be a delinquent, but there are certain steps you may want to take as a parent to make sure your child does not connect the dots between antisocial behavior, violent video games, and delinquency. The title of the article is Youth Violence in Juvenile Justice, New Evidence by Matt DeLisi. Matt is the coordinator of criminal justice studies, a professor in the Department of Sociology, and a faculty affiliate of the Center for the Study of Violence at Iowa State. Matt is one of the most cited criminologists in the world with over 350 scholarly publications, and in 2012 he received a prestigious Fellow Award from the Academy of Criminal Justice Sciences. Today he is a sociology teacher at the University of Iowa. It is well known that playing violent video games leads to aggressive thoughts and patterns, but it is unclear as to its effects on antisocial behavior. This field of research should be held in high regard with parents because most children go through an antisocial phase growing up, and as a parent, you want to be sure to see your child through this stage in a healthy way so that they do not turn to violent video games for support and get led down the wrong path to delinquency. To test the correlation between these two variables, researchers decided to test this theory. Data was collected from male and female participants from a juvenile correctional facility in western Pennsylvania, approximately 55% males and 45% females. The participants had reputable histories with juvenile justice systems and antisocial conduct. Participants that wanted to take place in the survey were approved by the Institutional Review Board at the University of Pittsburgh. Then they were given an overview of why they were participating in the study before their interview was conducted. All interviews were conducted in private and were under review to make sure that there were as little error as possible. And the findings were as follows. How often the child plays the violent video game and a measure of how much they like the game were highly associated with delinquency. What does this mean for parents? Is that you should put a stop to your child coping with antisocial feelings with violent video games before they become the child's go-to safe haven and pollute their minds into thinking the behavior that they demonstrate in the video game is allowed in real life. In conclusion, violent video games do not only cause violent thoughts, but also encourage antisocial behavior. You should not want to take away video games completely because the child will only become angry and then only want to play the video games more simply because you are not allowing them to. Instead, introduce healthy activities that the child can do in addition to play video games, like go outside and play sports or go on nature walks, or introduce them to hobbies like fishing or building models. Something that will preoccupy the child's mind in a healthy way instead of rot it like hours of violent video games will. I want to thank you all for listening to me, and thank you and have a nice day.